Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome to Advocate Information Highway. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke, and we have a great topic for today's show, in which it is with the current generation, are they being treated too harsh or too soft? So let's get right into this. Um, you know, um, in today's society, you see like a lot of the current generation. Many of them, I'm not going to say all of them. Many of them are not disciplined. Um, in in today's society, you're seeing things like um, the Mr. Potato Head is being changed because the current generation doesn't like the way that it looks. Um, with Dr. Seuss books, okay, uh, in today's society, a lot of the Dr. Seuss books were being taken away. I'm not saying all of the books would being taken away, but a lot of the books have been taken away because they didn't like what was written inside of it. You know, a lot of people of today's generation are saying that Dodgeball, right? Dodgeball is too violent. A lot of people of today's generation are saying that sports today are too violent. That so I mean, a lot of nonsense, and it's just um so but I will say this, okay? I will say this. Oh, well, actually, first, you know what? Let me give you another example. A lot of this generation that are saying that um, people's words are too harsh and they hurt their feelings, and then a lot of the current generation needs support groups because their feelings got hurt. You know, it's a lot of this craziness. And um, so, I mean, listen, I grew up playing dodgeball, and you know what? Really, nothing really bad happened to us, honestly. And as a matter of fact, if that sort of game actually develops other skills as to, like, to how fast you can move to dodge a ball. And so there's a lot of good things. And also, here's another thing. The, you know, if people get hurt like playing sports, and here's another thing, it's like riding a bicycle for the first time. What usually happens? The kid falls off, right? And instead of whining and crying and complaining, you know, one of the most important things is to, for the parent or legal guardian, is to help the child, to help them pick themselves up by saying, don't cry, stop crying, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and try again. Okay? That's not just a lesson about getting back on the bicycle or getting back up because a ball hit you. It's also a life lesson because sometimes in life we get knocked down. But the most important thing is we have to pick ourselves back up, brush ourselves off, and try again. And don't give up. But just to stay down on the ground crying and whatever, and then running to it to try to get a support group because the feelings got hurt. Listen, then what's going to happen really with the future then? If you think about it, those same kids, if they're like 30 years old or whatever, what's going to happen when they go out into the real world? Okay. And let's say if they get a job and if the boss says something to them that they don't like or whatever, that may be a bit harsh, what are they going to do? Go back to running back to their parents saying, Mommy, Daddy, my boss says something so harsh to me. Really? Come on. Honestly. I'll give you a perfect example. Many years ago, um, People used to tell me that I would never amount to anything in life, okay, because of my disability and stuff. But guess what? I turned the tables on them. I didn't sit down and cry and I used that negativity as my strength, picked myself back up, and I made a name for myself. I did something with my life, right? And I've progressed, amounted to something in life. And guess what? When I see those same people that put me down, I shoved it in their face. And the look on their face was priceless, priceless. And that's the most important thing. This is a part of life. Now I'm going to go to the other side of this coin. Do words hurt? Absolutely. There's no denying that whatsoever. As a matter of fact, you know, with calling like a person of color the N word or saying some homophobic slurs to a gay person, all these things are in fact illegal. Okay, and yes, bullying in today's generation has gotten way out of control, way out of control, and it needs to be handled. Okay, and over the years, schools have always sided with with the football player who bullied the little guy and said, you know what, the little guy really doesn't matter. We don't get a lot of funding from the little guy, so we'll go and protect the football player who was the actual bully, and we'll say, oh no, that they're fine. Oh no, let's side with the football player because there's a game coming up, and we need that support for the school, so we'll stay on their side, and we'll turn against the innocent person that got bullied. Schools have got to stop that crap, okay? And for parents that keep saying, well, they're just kids, or fuck all that shit. People have to learn to take responsibility and accountability in life, okay? And parents, if a kid's a piece of shit, that's the way they got to be called out. You got to face that. Okay, and I understand in today's society, you really can't discipline a child because of all the laws and stuff. But here's the thing: school officials, because they also really have to, um, help in stopping this bullying, really, because today's society is totally out of hand, and they have to tell the kid, listen, I'm talking about the one that's the actual bully. We don't give a fuck if you're the football player, the star football player, whatever, star player, whatever. Don't give a shit. You act like a piece of shit, we're going to treat you like a piece of shit. We're going to call the cops on you. Well, make sure you spend the rest of your days in an adult prison. Get rid of this juvie hall crap, right? Spend your days in a real prison and see what happens, and be expelled at the same time because that bullying, it's harassment, okay, and if it's also done in also a physical way too, um, you know that's against the law as well. So honestly, um, stricter actions need to be taken against the bullies. And for the parents that keep saying, well, they're just kids, let's screw over those parents too and say, you know what? If you're going to act like that, and and create more nonsense, call child services on you guys. See how you like that, okay? And so there's a lot of things that can still be done, and you know, um, and let's and then take it from there. And for the people who complain about sports being too violent or whatever, honestly, that's complete nonsense. Seriously. And people also have to realize the difference between bullying and self-defense. Bullying is the person who goes to start a fight. Okay. with someone. Self-defense is a person protecting themselves from constantly being hit or whatever. And um, so there's a difference. People have to comprehend that. And you don't punish the person that's the actual victim. Okay. Now, when you're talking about cyberbullying, okay, yeah, these platforms have to get much stricter on the bullies and track their asses down. And again, kind of similar things like, listen, you can close their account out, or if they, pull a whole lot of different things, like I read that um, certain people have been arrested for cyberbullying and stuff like that, and that's great. That's perfect. Put their asses in a real adult prison cell and see how long they last. You know, but I also have to say this other thing, with this verbal bullying, especially virtual. Many of these kids have committed suicide. Listen, you gotta have a spine here, okay? A spine in which you gotta say, you know what? If they're doing this, delete them from your friends, report them, okay? And stop taking everything to heart and say, "Oh, I'm this weak little flower that's something." No, stop that nonsense. And then you know what? If you really want to build up self-esteem and self-confidence and learn how to defend yourself, martial arts. There's plenty of martial arts schools out there throughout each state of the United States and throughout the country and stuff. And you know what? It's a great thing. And little kids even do it. Little kids. So it's not a bad thing. It builds up self-confidence, builds up self-esteem. It teaches self-defense. It keeps you in shape. So now, one of the major things that's always taught in a real proper self-defense school is the very first step in any altercation is always try to walk away from any altercation. But sometimes you can't. That's just a fact. And to defend yourself is very important. Very important. And so the school officials have to recognize the difference. Parents have to recognize the difference. And you know what? Proper rules have to be in place. Stop blaming the victim. Stop punishing the victim. Punish the one committing the actual crime, the bully. Seriously. In many cases, there's been proven uh, cases that a bully has been reported to school officials, and school officials have turned the other cheek to that. And I mean, how do you do that? Many people have complained about the same person over and over and over and over again. And many times school officials have just turned the other cheek. And that's not right. And it has to stop. So this is a both sides of the coin thing. Laying all the cards out on the table. And um, like I said uh at the beginning of the show, that these things have been proven, like with all the current, with the current generation, they get away with so much and they complain about so much and all this other nonsense. This is one of the reasons why this generation, and many of them, I'm not going to say all of them, many of them, are not disciplined. Honestly, it's like, but many times I'm sure we've all seen this. The children are just let go, like run around, do whatever the hell you feel like. Many times, like when they cough or they sneeze, they're not taught the proper way of covering their nose and their mouth, which would be like this. Okay, the sneeze and coughing, this part of the arm, and they just cough all over everybody, sneeze all over everybody. They throw things on the ground, like gum or whatever, and they litter all over the place because they're not disciplined. And I blame the parents. Now, when you're coughing and sneezing and not covering up, your nose and your mouth, that spreads germs. Okay. and that can get people sick and stuff like that. And with this COVID thing that's been going on for well over a year, the government has been telling people, proper things, wash your hands constantly, use hand sanitizer and stuff like that. And um, just growing up, this is what we were taught to just do in general. We didn't need a major disease to go around, to learn this. We were always taught as kids, when you get in the house, after you take your shoes off, get your ass in that bathroom, wash your hands. And then, people have learned later on that after they wash their hands, they can use this thing called hand sanitizer. It really helps. Now, one of the things that my husband and I make ourselves, and we sell this item on our website of AWLD, in which you can go to awldny.com and you'll see our website on there, and you'll see all the items that we make and have up for sale on the website. Is one of the things that we make and have up for sale on this website is this guy right here, hand sanitizer. Okay, and many people have been saying that, oh, they can't find hand sanitizers anywhere. Blah 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 blah. We sell it right on our website. Okay, this is 3.5 ounces, and there's none of that artificial crap inside of this. This is the real deal right here. 3.5 ounces right here. And you go to our website of AWLD, and you can go there by going to awldny.com. This is only $3 on the website. Okay. This guy right here can be a huge saver. When I come home from being anywhere, after I wash my hands, I spray my hands with this all the time. I have it right on my desk. So it's right there. Common sense stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Common sense stuff. And this is what we have to teach the current generation. This is what we have to teach parents. Really? So people can't say, well, nobody sells hand sanitizers. We do. I just showed it to you. Go to awldny.com, go to the shop page. You'll see the list, the title right on there, hand sanitizer. You can purchase that big bottle for only $3, and you can help stop the spread of diseases. Okay, and so, and that's just one of the many items that we sell on the website. And also, don't forget to go to my other website of Advocate Information Highway, and the link to there is AIHNY.com. You guys could check out all the pages on there as well. And one of the links on the homepage of Advocate Information Highway, one of the links on there is the link to my internet store on Zazzle.com, in which I designed a lot of products, and they're up for sale on there. And so one of the items that I designed and that's up for sale on my internet store on Zazzle.com is, excuse me, because I use this at home too, is mouse pads, the gel mouse pads. This is one of the items. Just ignore the dark spot because I've been using this a lot. It would be a very bright uh, white color right here. You'll see gel mouse pads. I love this thing. I use it a lot. And that's one of the items that I designed, and that's up for sale on my internet store on Zazzle.com. And you guys can check all that out. Also on the home page of my website of Advocate Information Highway are the links to where you could purchase both books that I wrote, in which I'll get it for you right. I'll show you right now. The first book that I wrote, it's called Let's Talk About It. And the second book that I wrote is called Let's Talk About It More. And you'll see the links to both of these books on the homepage of my website of Advocate Information Highway. So you guys could check that out as well. And these are not thick, long story books. These are actually very thin reference books. And so with that, I want to remind all my fans out there, thank you so much for listening and watching my shows. And don't forget to please hit the subscribe button. That would be greatly appreciated. And don't forget to check out both websites, AWLDNY, and you can check that out by going to awldny.com. And don't forget to the other website of Advocate Information Highway, and the link to there is AIHNY.com. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.